At the end of week 1, there are 14 castaways left on Treasure Island. But the desperate search for food has overtaken the quest for that $25,000 in hidden treasure.
Fishing's not going so bad. Hold up our monster.
Oh!
Careful. It's a worry when we have to give the canoe away because it's proving successful for us to eat. And we had 2 fish each last night, or thereabouts, and so that was good.
It was very good.
We'll just have to fish off the shore and be more patient.
Team Hahake have agreed to loan the canoe to their rivals in exchange for pig meat. So as soon as Hahifo catch a pig, that precious canoe is gone. There is food on the island, the trouble is finding it.
G'day guys, there's stacks of them over here.
Hahifo discover a patch of carpe, the Tongan version of taro.
Well, it looks like a bit of a
taro.
Yeah, like a type of taro. So we're going to give it a go anyway, because we're pretty hungry and we're running low on everything now.
Hold it above your head.
Good stuff. Oh,
Good work, guys.
taro.
Excellent.
The castaways are so desperate they'll eat anything. But unless the taro is prepared correctly, it could poison them.
So I've got to strip all this black stuff off, and I've also got to remove all the root from here down and throw it away.
But not enough of the toxic outer layer and roots are removed, and boiling up the taro spreads the poison right through the vegetable.
We've boiled it up, cut it up. It's not too bad, it's quite bland, but we need some carbohydrates for our big day treasure hunting, so it's going down well.
At the moment, I'll eat anything.
It's stinging my gums.
Yeah, it does, actually.
Yeah, same.
The tingling sensation should be a warning, but hungry Hahifo ignore it. On the other side of the island, another clue is discovered.
Brilliant. Troops! I found a bottle! Yay! Oh, it's numbers. We haven't had a number one yet.
Oh, dear.
Oh, my God. Where do they range from?
From 1 to
Maybe they forgot to put a comma in.
124. Maybe that's a full stop. Maybe that's a comma.
Well, should we go and sit somewhere in the shade and try and crack it, all of us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Hahake are the first to begin the latest treasure hunt, but the narcotic-like effect of the taro has wiped out their rivals.
Hey, dude, guess what I just spotted?
Message in a bottle.
Message in a bottle.
The toxic taro has left the team listless, irritable, and looking for a fight.
Oh, numbers. Nice.
Oh, that's numbers.
Doesn't look like there's a number higher than 24, so hopefully it's just letters.
Hey, look, no, I think it's 163.
Oh, it might just be multiples of the alphabet, eh? Yeah. I reckon start with that. It's
yeah.
simple
That's a
way.
point.
It's so simple.
In fact,
Hurt it.
I don't have a lot of energy. I'm having difficulty putting one foot in front of the other. I mean, the thought of trying to solve a clue is almost laughable. And the most common double letter is either L or E or...
Hahifo is falling apart and they have no idea what's draining their energy and their patience.
It is frustrating because we've spent a lot of hours trying to work ours out and we just can't crack the code. So we're just going to have to get onto it now and really concentrate on that.
I think I've got it, guys.
Again?
The alphabet backwards. N-O.
Here's the
16
alphabet.
backwards.
Here.
What is it backwards?
Here.
What's 16 backwards?
He comes up, looks at it, doesn't even really look at it and goes, I've got it! And causes this big hype and it's just, there's no balance with him. You know? It's weird, it's quite freaky.
You go for it then, genius. You figure it out. I'll just sit back and watch you suss it out.
He should learn to listen and just be aware of other people around him.
It's not Sandra, it's not.
Come on, don't make it out to be like one person doing something wrong, okay?
No, I can't handle him, eh? I think the guy is a bit nutty.
I mean...
Oh, I just get a bit annoyed because I'm the only one that's actually come out with some relevant suggestions. Oh, well, I'm not the only one coming up with some relevant suggestions. The person who's ridiculing me is sitting there going, it's just a joke. It's just a joke, if you ask me.
Well, I can't work with him.
You know, these
We're going to have to. We don't have a choice.
I'm allowed to have an opinion.
Hey, guys,
I think you forget one thing. I was the one who figured out the first one.
That doesn't mean anything.
Doesn't it? Oh, doesn't it? If we wouldn't be where we are now.
Rebel. We know that you did on the first one, but Graham and I did the second one, and I don't think it makes any difference. I don't think it makes any difference. We're meant to be doing it as a team.
So, yeah, no, I'm not going to just jump and get ridiculed every time I try.
Like, this team's just not functioning, eh? Mentally, they're just not functioning. And it's really pissing me off because we're standing here wasting all this energy on fighting and arguing about the stupidest little things. And when it comes to you know, going and, you know, sorting clues out and doing this, doing that, everyone's just, you know, no one wants to do it because everyone just wants to fight, you know?
It's ups and downs, there's no consistency, and it's bumming me out. It's just bumming me out. I feel really sort of just, I suppose, a bit helpless, not being able to do anything. And I want to go home. I'm definitely an urban chick. I've kidded myself into thinking that I can hack this, because I can't.
Without knowing what they're doing, Hahifo will continue to eat the poisonous taro. Their strife is only just beginning. There are 7 men and 7 women left on Treasure Island. Most are single, including Dale and Clark. But if there is romance, they're in denial, choosing to joke about it instead.
Dale and I are going to go for a romantic walk later on as well.
Yeah, another one. We plan them.
But it's the pair's sleeping arrangements that are fueling the gossip.
Oh, it's not that big an accommodation, and, you know, you've got to make the most of your space. And Dale was making the most of my space.
No, just for the record, I was not on top of anyone. Nothing was going on.
But their teammates have a more important mission.
Well, we'll solve the clue once again. We tried figuring out that numbers would stand for certain letters, like, you know, the 5th letter being E and stuff like that, but it took a while but didn't really work out. So we thought we'd try and go on a frequency basis. The most frequent number would try and correlate to the most frequent letter being E. And normally the second most frequent letter is T, so we picked the second most frequent letter number. And that gave us T something E to start with. So if we figured that would be the, it was a really, really difficult one to crack. It took a long time, and we'd be going through the code and we'd always come up against numbers that we'd never seen before and didn't know what they stood for.
The mate and I, marooned alone, were left to fend without a home.
Upon that day he fled to sea, so he was charged with mutiny. They strung him up and still he's there, reminder that I could not bear. Days 9.5 by hours getting, foot of map and place of setting. From guarded place now it's your test, so go ye on your latest quest. They used death rope fall to measure, dug him up to look for treasure. To Alaska and once again, feast but losing first is plain. Where they measured a quarter day, his grave to find without delay.
The clue tells them to start from the spot where the last piece of the treasure map was found. That's the guarded place, which is a cliff with tree roots that look like prison bars. But getting there takes Hahaki past the enemy camp.
I think
Not prepared.
I think we might have scared them a wee bit, actually.
Did you see me as hard face?
They were trying to look tough. They were trying to show us tough love.
But realistically, how tough can you be standing at a camp and not doing your clue?
It's funny, it's like he stews.
Feeling like an outcast, Revel will have nothing to do with his team or the clue.
The team is definitely internally breaking apart. As much as we all say we'll all be friends at the end of it, you know, all this, you know, lovey-dovey sort of crap, you know, it just doesn't work here, eh? I mean, things out here are run on instinct. You've got to do what you've got to do to survive. Even as we get eliminated, there's still going to be friction between the last two, so, you know, either way, it's always going to be friction now. It starts with hunger.
With no canoe to catch fish, no energy and a desperate need for food, Hahifo decide to kill their only chicken.
So we'll break its neck, chop its head off, we'll boil some water at the same time, then we'll chuck it in the boiling water.
It's not going to run, it's going to start running when you break its neck, though.
Probably better to break its neck, I reckon. Who's going to kill it?
You hold it and I'll snap it.
I don't want to do it though.
And I'll counsel it while it's being...
Yeah.
We should have one person.
You can counsel me after I've done it.
I've got its head, so you come in now through the other side. There you go. Good. There we go. It's actually quite a nice looking chicken, eh?
But Revel thinks it's a waste.
It's not really a good thought going through the chook now because we really need to save it if we could. I have a feeling that some of these people who aren't going to last as long as, say, the rest of us want to kill it now because they desperately need a feed or whatever. But give it a few days, they might not even be here. So, I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, it was a waste of food for the rest of us.
But be kind to it, eh? Do it in one go.
I'll be kind to it. There's not a lot we can do for it unless you want to.
I don't want to do it now. I've seen it. I've had eye contact with it and I've built this huge rapport with it.
Go on then.
Who's going to chop it?
Lay it down
You
somewhere.
want to chop it, Chad? I got it. Here, dude.
I'm just trying to stay out of this and not see it because, yeah, I don't want to take that risk on my emotions right now. Seeing that everything's quite, yeah, I'm just going to walk away and I don't even know if I'm going to eat it.
Fast. Fast so that he doesn't suffer. Awesome.
Oh! Yuck. Oh, yuck.
Other than the poisonous taro, the chicken is the only food Hahifo have left in their camp. And now everyone is looking forward to that last supper.
Oh, that is gross.
Although I didn't enjoy seeing it being killed, I am really looking forward to eating it, although it's pretty small.
Didn't suffer at least. So I didn't want him to suffer, eh?
Right, that's it.
Hahake have climbed from the prison to the cliff top above. From here they must go 228 paces southwest. But they have no compass, so Harry makes one.
Because we've been getting our directions wrong on this island because it's so round and you can easily muck it up, as has happened. But there's a basic compass where you just set up two sticks. The first one is placed here, for example. The second one placed in its shadow. You've got to wait about 15 minutes. And as it moves, or as the sun moves, the shadow should move this way, I believe. We place another stick in that shadow and we place another stick across there. That'll give us east-west. And from there we'll work out which way is southwest.
I think from here, if we go southwest, we should be able to find a dead guy hanging or some sort of symbolism of that. And we haven't been really given a distance, so it's probably the southwest shore from here.
So north up here, south down here, southwest.
That's the direction, southwest, that's where we're trying to go.
That's where we want to go.
But bear in mind, you are going left.
But following a southwesterly line is no easy task.
Make it 5 or 10 metres at a time.
How are we going to see
All right, no, if you stay there, mate, until the next person's used you as a point of bearing, and then they can tell you to come forward.
Okay, but we need them on the side of that tree, don't we? Because I can't see the person in front of them. Michelle, can you see her arms? Go right, Kane.
Dense bush makes travelling in a straight line impossible. The plan falls apart, so does the team.
Here, the spade is up in the air. Can you see it? People were yelling out to each other and nobody could see each other, so the whole thing fell apart.
Michelle, you need to go to the left.
Don't stop yelling, Harry. I can't see you, Harry. I can't see you through the bush. Where are you?
So you have to come closer to me and go to your...
Tanya's just in front of me.
I can't even see which way you're facing, which way you're going.
There is a hangload of tension going on between Michelle and Harry. Harry keeps screaming at Michelle to go a certain way, and I mean absolutely screaming at her. And so she can't see Harry because the bush is so dense. So if she's facing a certain way and he's going, go right, no, you're going the wrong way. So she starts going to the other side, and then he starts yelling at her again. So she's screaming back at him to tell him to stop screaming at her. And I don't want to put my hand up and say, let's go back to the start, because that's going to just... It's Michelle.
Look, Clark is right behind me, so don't trust me on this one.
Just shut up for a minute. I can't see him, okay? So I can't line up with him. And Tanya can't see me either.
I hear you.
Okay, well, I'm just going to move it.
Go to your left.
I'm going to move it to the left, but don't yell at me, okay?
I was actually quite scared about Michelle because I've never seen Michelle fire up like that before. Man, does she fire up.
I don't know, those tense times you're sort of trying to get over your point that you can't see or hear or understand what they're talking about, so things broke down. Are you talking left, my left, or your left?
I'm talking my left, I'm facing north.
Okay, but I can't see Clark either, so I don't know where to line up.
She's very strong-headed, and she at times has a lot of difficulty listening to others and doesn't like to be told what to do.
So what's the plan?
We're veered slightly inland, so we need to start going out this way a little bit more.
Hey.
Okay. Good stuff.
Get Michelle to tell us.
Wrongly thinking they have misjudged the direction, Hahake begin a grid search of the area
Clark, am I in the right place?
and make a discovery. Finally, success.
Up here! Yay!
A tree with a hangman's noose.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes, this looks like a hanging tree. Is there something up there?
11, 12.
The length of the rope will tell them the distance to the pirate's grave, but they need something to dig the grave with.
Does anyone have a spade?
We've just established that someone dropped the spade about 100 metres up there through thick bush, and as soon as you go anywhere in this place you get lost. And so it's a wee bit frustrating, and common sense says that if you've got a tool you hang on to it and you look after it, and it just hasn't happened. And it's where our team sort of falls over. We don't take responsibility for our own actions sometimes. The spade was in Michelle's hand, and she headed off into some thick bush, and so she threw it ahead to someone, and the communication broke down there. And so we're out there, our very lonely spade is lying on the ground, waiting to be found.
Is it you, Clark?
Yeah.
You know where you and I and Harry were?
It will take Hahake another hour to find the missing spade.
No.
Michelle has cost them precious time. Hehifo are hours behind their rivals, but are counting on a good feed of chicken to give them energy, cool some tempers, and lift their spirits.
It's a wee bit tough for a little chicken, but he's had a bit of a tough life anyway, out there in a very small pen. But it's okay.
Unfortunately, they eat more of the bad taro as well. But before its toxic effect kicks in, Hehifo make a breakthrough, decoding their clue.
Working on the frequency theory of how many of the numbers appear, we've worked out that the number 12 is an E. And then just trying to run a few combinations to see if we can get some words to come out. Just using these repetitive letters to try to fill in some gaps.
Due care. Even your closest do turn on you here. He was my mate, but he did not care.
By water he fled with gold and jewels, but to Arctic 'tis only the sea that rules. So he did perish, but left it there. Reminder that you should take due care. Hold it up high and make it dry. Look for opener long passed by.
Sounds like something might be wet, something in the sea that might be wet.
Yeah, sounds to me like it's a underwater cave or something like that. Some sort of landmark, I think.
So guess what?
What?
We need the boat.
Oh.
We do need the boat.
That means
we've already cooked the chicken.
Oh. That means we're going to have to trade again.
We got plenty of taro.
We got taro.
Come on, let's go. Quicker we get there, quicker we get this done.
Wait, how are we going to find this again?
Hahake are still looking for their lost spade. Tempers are frayed, patience worn thin.
I don't normally get annoyed. Not that easily. But I got annoyed this time, holding onto a spade.
Michelle won't admit her mistake.
I asked somebody to look up the spade for me and now it's lost. So when I went into the bush. There's a little branch we had to duck under here and I'd already gone through it with the spade. So you're too far.
Michelle, can you come here for a second?
I mean, we're not picking on you, just, this is everybody's responsibility.
Because I threw it at somebody.
She lost her cool, so to speak. It's kind of the first time we've seen that. And losing the shovel, she was also very quick to blame others. But I think at the end of the day, you've got to be responsible for those things in your possession. And if you are handing on something to someone else, make sure you see it get in their hand. Don't just throw it and expect other people to take care of it.
Here it is, guys! Oh,
It's Nio who finally finds the spade.
Ask somebody if they can hold
Do you want me to hold it?
Yeah.
I tell you what, I'll be the guardian of the spade from now on, okay?
And if you want somebody else to hold it, I suggest we say, can you take the spade and wait until someone says yes?
The key to finding the pirate's grave lies in the length of the rope and the direction from the hanging tree.
What we do from here is go north, the length of the rope, and then have a look around there, have a prod like you suggested. If it's not there, go the length of the rope again.
But Kane has the direction wrong. The clue says to Alaska, which does mean north, but, and once again means north-north. Then if you take the F off feast, you get east. So the correct direction is north-northeast.
Pull it tight.
Right, let it go, Kane.
And the quarter day in the clue is telling them the distance, 6 hours or lengths of the rope.
Clark, go again, keep moving.
They need to find disturbed ground that might indicate a grave.
Guys, Tanya and I have just had a good look around here and there's no loose ground, there's roots all over the ground. I don't think it's 2 lengths.
We reckon that 6 hours is something to do with the measure along
Yeah,
that
6
boat.
hours could be something as well. Looking good, guys?
2 lengths doesn't work, so they try 6.
Who marks the spot, guys? No, there's no way that's
that's
solid,
been-
mate. That isn't me.
The distance is right, but the direction is slightly wrong, so they grid search again.
Guys, there's freshly disturbed soil over here, and it's been really, really covered over.
It's not too far away though.
And it's sort of within the range of 6 rope lengths.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That sounded good. We hit something.
Oh.
Yay!
Jesus.
Oh, boy.
Oh,
It's a coffin.
thank Lord for that.
Let's go, Harry.
So, another shovel load.
Nice.
Muscle.
Nice pin-up, boy.
Awesome.
Inside the coffin is not the mutineer's body, but a hammock, a mallet, some pirate's clothing, and most importantly, the second clue.
No.
12 is E.
The teams will now race for a food reward and the next piece of the treasure map. Team Hahifo have called a trading meeting. They want Hahake's canoe, but they don't have the pig meat they promised in return.
Part of our clue is that we need a boat, so hopefully we're going to swap them some taro and maybe a couple other things for our boat. And then if we get the boat at our trade meeting, we're straight off.
Looking for our clue.
Yeah, treasure hunting.
Yeah, right into it, because we haven't got much daylight.
They know they have to go north and out to sea, and on the way to the trade, they discover why.
About right now as well.
That? Look. That's us. Why can't we just swim out? We don't need a boat. Oh, you have to get it back.
Probably can't
That's
get
what
it wet.
it said. Yeah,
Excellent.
you can't get it wet.
But first, they must trade. They must get that canoe, but Kane and Hahake sense their desperation. Hahifo will have to pay dearly.
Take the quarter of a pig when it comes, or half the small pig.
Yep.
The rope and the fish hooks at some stage today. I'm busy solving clues today, so we can do without them for a moment.
But remember, the canoe is only a 3-day loan.
So as I understand it, you're getting a rope, fish hooks, taro, half a pig or a quarter of a pig, and we get the canoe.
But the thing is, while we give you the canoe, we don't have food for 3 days. The deal's not off.
But Hahake will have to pay to get their canoe back from Hahifo.
So at the moment, we will owe you half a pig or a quarter of a pig.
Yep.
And once the canoe comes back to you, you owe us that, no matter how long it takes.
Yep.
No, I'm happy with that. We need to obviously get out there and get our treasure, so I think that's a fair deal.
Good luck.
Hahifo need the canoe immediately, and they'll get it. But their desperation has cost them an extra payment of rope, fish hooks and taro. The cocky attitude of their rivals prompts calls for revenge.
I hope I get the opportunity to trade with them when they want something from us, because I'm going to make sure it costs them a hell of a lot more than they tried to get from us today.
Yeah.
You know, they tried to screw us.
Hahake are confident they got the better deal.
Well, what do you reckon, guys? Happy with that?
Yep.
Very happy.
Yep.
Cool.
They were definitely on the back foot.
Oh, yeah.
And they knew it. So
And they knew it, and they made some concessions, and we certainly weren't giving them the canoe for a free trade.
Yeah.
Hefo's clue says they must keep the chest dry, so they put the canoe to immediate use and head out to the anchored raft. At last, they're back in the race to find the second part of the clue and the food reward.
Far out. Have you opened your eyes underwater? It's so
really,
clear.
really blue. Woohoo! Oh my God!
Don't put too much weight on
It's got a padlock!
Oh, that's that key. What key? The key back up on the tree.
It doesn't matter, we'll just take the whole lot.
The clue reminds them where to find the key to open the box. 3 days ago, Hefo saw a key chained to one of the twin palms when they retrieved a clue. They left the key behind, so now they must take the chest all the way to its opener.
You're going to have to take it to twin palm.
Come on, guys, let's hustle, let's hustle.
Okay, so do you want us to pass it over? Got it.
Yeah, check it on the front. On the front.
Then we can all see it.
Yep.
You all right? Yeah. Grab a hold of this, grab a hold of this.
Yep, we're going to have to swim back now.
Let's go back.
But the swim to the raft has left some of the team exhausted. Graham is desperate to get the chest open and the next clue solved. But not everyone has his energy, and as usual, Hefo disagree.
We've got to hurry up. People can't understand what hurry up means.
Yeah, but come on, we're going to be realistic here. We're wasting a lot of...
treasure, let's go.
We're wasting a lot of energy for a chance we'll probably come second. We shouldn't have to hustle it too much. We should just go 3/4 or half pace.
Okay, let's just settle down
put everything into it, Otherwise, by the end of the day, we'll just be knackered for nothing.
Now, Hefo must carry the chest to the twin palms at the top of the island, hoping the key there will open it. But they're moving too slowly for Graham.
I don't mean to nag everybody, but I just know that if someone's not hurrying everybody up, we're going to lose the challenge and not get our reward. At the moment, we've got no dinner, and everyone's hungry and tired already. So what are we going to be like tomorrow if we don't win this challenge and get some reward?
Graham finally gets his team and the chest to the twin palms and the key.
Open, come on.
Otherwise, it's the key up the top.
Come on.
Open.
Yes.
Yeah!
Thank
Okay,
God.
now, gentle.
File, all right.
The chest contains nothing but some old pirate's clothes, a file, and another code to decipher.
Did we bring the old clue?
Next one.
One.
The second part is a similar code to the first.
And what we've done now is we had our previous clue and we've established the letters of the alphabet that goes with the numbers and incorporating that with the clue that we've just gotten now. So we're just trying to race through it because some of the ones we already know, some of the ones we lost at, so we just have to go through our old clue and pick up the ones that we don't know off by heart. So yeah, it's a race.
Hahake are finishing decoding the same clue.
L-A-I-R.
Okay, right, this is what we think it is. We've got the numbers on the back, fairly much the same as last time, but every second line was backwards, so we've figured it out that it says this. My first dish was the biggest rat.
Larger than me almost cat, fat one slumbering darkest nook, and for that air you now will look. All these on deck 110, from brig step out ye all, and then against the dial go in from shore. Crawl in to find vermin and more.
The rat's lair, both teams are now racing to find, is a small cave 550 paces south along the shoreline from the prison. But the cave is inaccessible at high tide.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's way too dangerous to go any further. Yeah. And it's getting dark and we need to get our dinner on the pot.
Yeah.
So why don't we go back and come out at first light?
Yeah, I don't think they would have solved their puzzle by then.
Nah.
So, should be fine.
Hahake are leading the race, but have no choice but to return to the camp before they are trapped by the incoming tide. Hefo built a pig trap near their camp on their first night on the island. But the pigs haven't been interested until now.
You guys, there's a pig!
Guys, there's a pig in the trap! Don't.
Get the big rope, get the big rope.
I can't watch this.
Just hold him, Rebel. That was in my trap. Get the big rope first. Get the...
I don't want anything to do with killing that pig.
They're hungry. There's no time for debate. The wild pig is killed immediately.
Oh, well, that was all over.
That's not good.
Well done, that took a lot of guts.
Oh, that's all right.
Way to go.
Yeah.
I just sprinted back here and started singing to myself and just tried to take myself away from this place because it's 2 kills in 1 day. I think that's a bit too much for me.
I'm not a sicko or a weirdo, I'm not into murdering animals, but I guess under the circumstances I could see that there was a bit of hesitation from the team. I'm one of those people that I don't mind getting stuck in and getting the job done, and under the circumstances, in order for the animals not to suffer, somebody had to do it fairly quickly. There's probably nothing worse than an animal suffering and sort of waiting for its ultimatum. So I did it. It wasn't enjoyable, but it had to be done. So I'm not going to regret it or worry about it, but it wasn't very pleasant.
I'm not a vegetarian, but I don't particularly like killing animals. So I just chose to walk straight past. I usually buy my meat at the supermarket, so that's the bottom line, really.
The pig will take a day to prepare for eating. Hahifo must decide what to give Hahake in return for that canoe.
All the hairs off. You guys aren't just going to give them the head and the trotters, are you?
Yeah, of course we are.
Definitely.
Blame it.
Yeah,
Look,
look, screwed us on all the other deals. Now it's time for them to be screwed.
We're holding up our end of the bargain. We're giving them
We're
a quarter.
sticking to it literally, aren't we? 1/3 of a medium-sized pig.
It's like
It's
saying,
making a huge statement, but I think that's like a declaration of a war.
what we'll do is we'll take the head around, we'll make our point, cook the umu up tomorrow, and then as a token of goodwill, we'll take around a big piece of it. Because we can't get through it all anyway. But let's just make that first statement and then take some stuff around to them later. I don't want it to be war, I just want to make a point, you know? I just want to make a statement and say, don't dick with us, you know?
The bitter rift between the two groups gets wider with each passing day. It's day 9 on Treasure Island, and Hahake have had a disturbed night.
Had a very, very interesting night last night. We got a huge taro from the other team as part of our trade for a canoe, and we cooked it up the way that we thought that we should cook it up, boiling it in hot water in a rusty old pot. Halfway through, Nio starts being sick, saying, "Oh, my mouth's burning, my mouth's burning." We're all looking at her thinking, God, whatever. And then all of a sudden our mouths start burning, and we don't know whether it's from the taro or from the rust in the bottom of the pot. But then it must be trippy taro, man, because everyone had like really bizarre dreams last night. Hallucinogenic taro on Treasure Island, my goodness.
Let's go get the treasure. It's our turn now.
Hahake immediately suspected the toxic taro. Their rivals still have no idea. Hahifo have eaten taro again for breakfast before beginning their search for the rat's cave.
What's this 110 mean in paces? What does all these on deck mean compared to 110?
All these on deck.
All hands on deck.
Yeah, that's a good 5 fingers.
5 fingers?
Yeah.
So that would mean like 5 times 110 paces?
Yeah, I reckon.
Do you think so?
Sounds...
Yeah, rather than 1,020.
Yeah, that's
sounds a bit more realistic.
Yeah.
We've just got to figure out the direction, guys. Against the dial, go in from shore.
Well, I don't reckon it's sundial.
It's like clockwise to anti-clockwise,
yeah, I
or
reckon it's
sundial way, or... Yeah.
Anti-clockwise, I reckon. I don't think it's a sundial.
Well, I mean,
we're going to go back to where we found this clue, the point on the shoreline anyway. We're going to walk anti-clockwise, which is back around towards our camp. At first, we're going to try 550 paces to find a vermin's lair.
Hahifo have the distance and the direction right, 550 paces anti-clockwise, but their starting point is wrong. They should know by now that the clues always start where the last piece of the treasure map was found, in this case the prison or brig.
No, there's nothing here, guys. Come on, let's find the next one. Let's hustle.
Okay.
Because Hahifo have misinterpreted the starting point, it's a fruitless search. And their last meal of bad taro is draining their energy.
there is more cave that goes up here, but it's pretty dark, and I'm not sure if it's really what we're looking for.
Everyone's getting a little frustrated, and we're all exhausted and hungry, and we want to find this. But we've been through 4 or 5 caves and we haven't found it yet, so we're going to have to backtrack. So yeah, people are getting a little frustrated.
So maybe against the dial, anti-clockwise going in, I don't know, like as opposed to around the island, maybe going in more or something like that?
Well, I'm keen to try anything, but we just got to remember this is a race, and the more time we muck around, the closer the other team are getting.
Hahake are well in front. They know where they're going, and now the tide is low enough to measure out 550 paces anti-clockwise along the beach. The clue also tells them to go in from the shore in search of vermin.
Bonza! Got it! It's over here!
What is it? What is it?
It's a twig with a skull on the top of it.
Yeah!
Right.
Okay, there's rat's poo here.
Okay, nice.
So this indicates vermin. But we're going to have to crawl in here for vermin more.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Oh, yuck. Something's dripping on me.
Yeah.
Yep, okay.
Sea snakes.
Yeah.
Oh, shush! Encouragement, guys!
Is there any rats in there?
Crawling deep into the cave, Tanya finds a sack.
Come on, Tanya!
Come on, you right?
You all right?
Yeah, I'm coming back down.
What can you see?
You've got it! What is it?
I think we've got a watermelon!
Yeah! Watermelon! Brilliant!
Wheelbarrow.
Open it up.
Oh, it is a watermelon. Oh my god. Oh. And another head.
Attached to a skull is the third piece of the treasure map.
There's little packages.
Rice.
Then there's a watermelon.
That's going to last us days.
Oh, look at that.
Last day.
And some muesli.
A piece of the map.
Piece of the map.
Oh, cool.
We're in the lead.
We were, I think, coming to a psychological barrier where if we lost 2 in a row, it would have been a real bummer, but nah, today was just perler.
Well,
By the time Hahifo find the rat's hole, Hahake are long gone.
Sand it down.
Found it, guys! Heads!
These are a piece of blue bandana tied to the skull, so that probably means they've really got it. We're too late, guys.
Yeah, there's nothing else up here, guys. They must have got it, all the treasure.
For Hahifo, defeat is the final straw.
Yeah, we're shattered. We haven't eaten in about 24 hours and we're close to being exhausted, really. This is just like a, fairly big expedition and I haven't got the juice for it.
I just want to get out of here. It's like a living hell, to be honest. I just want to go.
The only thing they have to look forward to is a decent meal of pork.
What we're doing here is an umu. Just dug a hole on the ground, filled it up with flax and timber, and then stick rocks on top. And we're going to chuck the pig in, and a couple of hours we'll be eating.
But first, there is the test that every treasure hunter dreads. Before the pig is even cooked, the next elimination is called. The 14 left on the island are about to become 12.
If the team could afford to lose anyone, then Mia or Revel.
I can see that his opinions are strong and he doesn't back off. He can also become a little bit annoying when he wants to stress a point that nobody else is really interested in. I think I can handle him, but other members of the team are showing a few problems with their patience with Revel at the moment.
Well, he's interesting. He's playing an interesting kind of game. He's starting to frustrate me a bit at the moment because he's only thinking of himself. He's trying to just save his energy and just do enough to get by, which kind of makes it hard on me because all I'm thinking about is the team at this stage.
We could afford to lose Sandra. I mean, that's the obvious pick.
Just going by my feeling without being logical is just get me out of here. Because I'm just, we didn't eat yesterday. We had a bit of a chicken, a little skinny chicken. And today we're not going to eat until tonight. And that takes its toll.
High spirits and high hopes cannot change what's about to happen.
most? Who loves who the most?
And Michelle, I'm about ready to do without her. Sorry, Michelle.
The harmony of the team is really important, and if that's been damaged in any way, I think that person is probably the person that should change or go. So if you have dysfunction in the team, I think it would be you won't end up achieving what you want.
They're again tested on their knowledge of the island and how much they know about each other. Then they are asked to pinpoint where they think the treasure is buried. Some are desperate to go home, others desperate to stay. One person from each team will not spend another night on Treasure Island. The boat is ready and waiting to take 2 people back to civilization. But first, it is up to Sandra to press the computer key, which will reveal their fate.
Dale and Mia.
You mate.
Hahake have lost Dale, the youngest and most popular member.
Hi, baby. Go and get some food.
For the famished Mia, there is relief. But both teams are left with personality clashes unresolved.
Physically, she just wasn't coping, and it was difficult for her to carry the same workload as the rest of the team because physically she just was unable to.
Clark has lost his hopes of romance.
Yeah, no, I'm gutted that Dale had to go. It's very sort of draining when anyone has to go, but Dale and I got quite close over the trial of it all. I can't deny that there wasn't an attraction there. All in all, she was really, really good company. And it's going to be a big hole in our team, I think, well, especially for me.
The race is down to 6 people on each side. 6 people still looking for $25,000 in buried treasure, knowing that first they must survive the elements and the elimination. Next week on Treasure Island, the pig is handed over.
Yum!
The clues get harder.
My God.
The challenges go higher.
I might as well just plunge perilously to my death.
And the dangers are only too real.
Switch out, guys. Switch out, guys.
Some will struggle.
Don't take it personally, Nio.
And buckle under the strain.
I hate it here.
And as the treasure gets nearer, 2 more will leave Treasure Island.